Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Patrick. I wanted to do a reading for the collective today. Usual caveats apply. If something feels good, if it feels like it resonates, if you like that idea, then it's for you. If something doesn't feel good, doesn't resonate, and you check in with yourself and say that no, you're not just like afraid of whatever that thing is saying, then that's not for you. But if you're afraid of whatever it's saying, that's okay. And what I want to say, it's what I say to my toddler, which is we'll go through it together. But yeah. So 3 cards coming out right at the top here. I want to go for a 4th, possibly a 5th. Just feeling that. Here's the 4th. Here's the 5th. Okay. So let's see what we've got here today. First is the Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. These are in reverse, so. Okay. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, 10 of Swords in reverse, then the Tower, Queen of Cups, and 4 of Wands. So this kind of piggybacks on the last reading that I gave, which was very similar feeling, but things have evolved here. So last time we got the Tower. We're still getting the Tower. We're getting the Queen of Cups here that comes with it. These two are, and to a lesser degree, 4 of Wands, are a continuation of that theme, which I will come back to. But I want to focus here first on these 2 reverse, Queen of Pentacles and 10 of Swords. So here the Queen of Pentacles is suggestive of something that you are not fully accepting. Like there's an abundance here that is trying to find its way to you, trying desperately to find its way to you. I'm not sure if that's in focus. It doesn't seem like it, but there's abundance here that's trying desperately to come to you, but you're holding on to things that don't belong to you. And by things, I mean beliefs. And by holding on to those beliefs, you're not leaving space for the things that desperately want to get to you, the full abundance to which you're entitled just by existing. You're not allowing them to come to you. So you're grasping onto these things that are trying their hardest to get away from you, and you're basically full and not letting the things that are trying to get to you to get to you. I'm drawn to the blood moon here, and this is something that feels sort of genetic or ancestral. Some of these things might be how you relate to money, might be how you relate to worthiness from yourself or for yourself, your own self-worthiness, but they come from a place of the learning from people around you, like familial bonds, things like that. Early in your early life, you sort of learn that you need to be worthy of receiving abundance in order to receive abundance. And that is not currently the case. You don't. That's a belief that you have. It doesn't have to be that way. You can choose a different belief. Feeling here the bunny that's associated with the queen here. The bunny is bringing a kind of joyfulness, playfulness, a reminder there. It's like there's this angelic. Animals come from the angelic realm. They're not angels themselves, but they're from the angelic realm, and they're here to reflect to us the lessons that we need to learn. They're a very readily available palette with which the universe can reflect to us the things that we need to know. And so they're coming here with a white purity here, like the purity of color. The white bunny is coming to you here to show you a reflection of, what you put out is what you're getting back from the animals. Getting a little sidetracked here, but basically what I'm trying to get at is that there are signs around you, all around you, that are reflecting to you the thing that you need to let go of. It's like a message that keeps coming up, or maybe a place keeps coming up, something like that. And they're all trying to get to you and reflecting to you this thing that you need to understand in order to let go of what you need to let go of, so that you can receive what you need to receive. And it's like a foregone conclusion. There's a king, crown, I guess a queen, crown in the stars. This is like something that is destined and meant to be. If you choose to let it be destined and meant to be. If you want to hang on to whatever you're hanging on to, then you can do that too. The sunflowers in the background are also, the sun is a little more opaquely related here in that it's celestial things as well. There's a great like distance. There's many layers to this rather than distance. I'm understanding that there is lots of different layers and ways in which this message come through, big and small, close and far, and they are trying to get your attention with lots of love. The Ten of Swords here typically means an ending, but I'm actually more drawn to this very cute, chonky bird that is like asking for more food, but also being given food, and also doesn't necessarily need more food because of its weight. So this is tied into that same message before of like the thing that you're holding on to is a reflection of anxiety rather than happiness. You might think that holding on to your job or onto a specific type of method to soothe yourself, like overeating, eating a lot of sugar, just being generally not mindful about your practices as you try to soothe yourself. Those are you are pretty practiced at this, and I myself fall guilty of the same thing. Pretty practiced at the ways in which we choose to soothe ourselves, but it's actually making us fat in some sense, literally in some senses, and also figuratively. We are sort of bloated with the things that don't belong to us. And one of the big messages that I'm now understanding through all this is that this is a call for you to do something that I have a solution for you for, which is to check in with yourself. Ask yourself the question of what it is that you are at your purest, deepest, truest level. Do you really think that you are a being who needs to self-soothe like this, who needs to overeat, who needs to scroll a lot on your phone? Or do you think that you're the type of person who deep down inside, or the type of soul, not the type of person, but the type of soul who doesn't need that stuff and can let go of that stuff and realizes that you actually would be better off without those self-soothing techniques? And then down bottom there's the baby bird, baby chick, that is dead with some swords in its back. And this signifies the ending, should you choose to, the ending of this kind of pattern. So the first card ties in with this one. This is showing you what's trying to get to you. This is showing you the current state of where you're at and where you would like to go, which is to let it go. But of course that brings about a bunch of change in your life, which if you're going to do a lot of change, I suggest that you do it in a way that, with a positive mindset, looking on things from the point of view of, I'm going to make this change. These are all in my benefit. All of these changes that I'm making will benefit me, and I am going to become the thing. Through these changes, I become the thing that I was always meant to be, rather than stay here clinging in fear to scrolling and eating and that kind of stuff. So what I was talking about before when I said that we had a similar reading last time, or this theme came up in the last reading, is that the tree here, the tower, is breaking and splintering, and in the last reading it fell into some water and was washed around, and eventually the water calmed down. And so that's just shorthand to get us back here to this calming place. So at the other end of your release of these patterns that don't belong to you is this deep understanding. Queen of Cups coming back to the Queen of Pentacles. We have the crown in the sky still. This is the other side of that picture. There's a crab here, which to me signifies knowledge for some reason. I'm not sure why. I don't think I've ever thought that before, but it is symbolizing knowledge here. The full moon, once again, also symbolizing knowledge, mystery, understanding, and deep emotional depth and satisfaction in that. There's a whole nother game I'm being shown. There's a whole separate game that you haven't been playing that really is just you. The thing I meant to understand and communicate is that you just really don't have an understanding for how good it will feel on the other side of these things. The other thing that I need to mention before I move on from this last part and get to the last card is that it might seem and it might feel like these changes are going to take a lot of time for you, but that's actually not the case. This can happen instantaneously. And any thought or feeling or belief that this is going to take time to overcome and deal with is just a negative belief telling you that you can't do this, but you actually can do this, and it's very easy once you just make the decision and make the leap. So the last card is the Four of Wands here, and this is also describing to me a scene that is indicative of dreams. So this feels like something could have come to you in your dreams that is related to this state of being that you wish to enter into, but it could also just be that you're getting glimpses of it in your dream state, and you're working on it both while you're asleep and while you're awake. You may not remember what your dreams are. It doesn't matter for you to remember. If it mattered for you to remember what your dreams were, you would remember them. But if you don't remember them, then you didn't need to remember them. And just know that that you are doing work in the dream state as well as in the awake state, and you're doing learning related to that. So I'm also being shown that this moon here is less red as it rises into the sky higher. And that is like the, this is like further in the future, down the line. So we caught that glimpse of what the emotional support and emotional well-being and stability feels like. This is like further in the future. There's even more clarity. There's even more solidity to the moon. You integrate these things and they really become part of who you are. And one of the things that's fascinating is that you'll look back on your current state as this beautiful moment where you made this choice to go down this path further, to release some fears. My understanding is that we'll continue to release fears and negative beliefs for a while, probably decades from now, but at some point it will stop. We will be able to release all of our negative beliefs in this lifetime, so should we choose to. And yeah, this is a great step down that path. You are doing great. There's something also that I got away from before with the birds here. These birds, I do not know what type they are. Perhaps you do. You could comment below if you do, but it is not important. What I'm seeing them as is a combination of multiple birds, which shows your multidimensionality here, and you're bringing in these different aspects of your being that are spread across multiple dimensions. And in some of the dimensions, this is the imagery. In some of the dimensions, you're a white bird symbolically, and in some of them, you're a black bird symbolically. And it's the blending of that you're able to in this future, you are able to, and even in the present state if you choose to, you're able to blend these multiple aspects of your soul into this one thing, and really, like, the phrase "let it rip" has been coming up for me today, and I want to just use it now. You are really able to let it rip and lean into the mystery of why you came here to this earth, what you wanted to learn. And I'm seeing also here that all eyes are upon you in that, in the sense that not necessarily Earth eyes, but there's a lot of beings that are paying attention to what's going on Earth, and they're very fascinated with what you're becoming. So awesome. Keep up the good work. And yeah, like I said, my name's Patrick. There's some links in the bio if you choose to want to support me in different ways. I make paintings. You can tip me a few dollars if you found this valuable. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.